Aloha and Tashi Delay from Quiet Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center. Here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii, Kagyu Tupten Choling is our Dharma name. I'm Lama Tashi. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8. It's recorded on our website, kauaidharma.org, for people that live in different time zones and so forth. When we present these classes in the Tibetan tradition, it's about the mind and the mind of sentient beings and how to discipline it and redirect it or train it so that it has the functions to use the thinking and imagination only for positive purposes, like Dharma practice, deity yoga. The other purpose is to connect to an inherent state of consciousness that is called ultimate awareness. So the mind comes under the heading of relative awareness. And this awareness, all sentient beings have this. All the humans, all the animals, and all the spirits in the entire universe. The other awareness, the ultimate state, which is called the state of perfect non-thinking or non-judgmental. And this has to be accessed with the guidance in our tradition of a lama, man or woman. The first one also, when we use the deity yoga practices for retraining the mind and disciplining our body and speech, it also needs to have the direct guidance of a teacher. So with these two, tonight we're going to do practices, and I want to explain that these practices overcome your karma. Karma is your positive, negative tendencies that follow like a shadow from life to life. And this karma, all sentient beings have, and it is, you can't find a beginning to it. But you can take it away, or better yet, redirect it so that it's completely beneficial and appropriate for not only oneself, but for all others and the environment of the world around them. Devotion and respect, honor, respect to the teacher is absolutely necessary. Number one. Number two, practice of deity yogas and meditation using the imagination for healing heals past karma, the negative tendencies from past life to this life. And the resting in the essence of one's mind or consciousness, which is called voidness, being able to do that purifies future karma. So there's lots of perks to practicing. I pray for the blessing of my Lama Guru, my great and completely worthy spiritual friend. I pray that outstanding loving kindness, compassion, power over the mind, and unconditional, altruistically applied love will penetrate my stream of being now today. Then with the Lama and your devotion to your teacher, man or woman, in place, then you can make offerings. I offer purified body, purified mind, purified speech, the Dharma's all-pervasiveness, illumination, faith, devotion, practice, honor, respect, and support to all my teachers of this tradition. In sitting in meditation posture or laying down, it's important to have the back straight, at least that much, so that the energies can flow through the central channel of your life force. Then you bring your awareness to the fact that you have 10 positive liberations that enable you to practice Dharma, and that you're free of the 8 negative obstacles to practicing Dharma. And that this is almost a unique situation that you are enjoying. Very rare, very precious. The second thought is impermanence. You don't know which comes first, the next breath or the next life, so you should practice now, because the next life is the purpose of purification, practice, and accomplishing what's appropriate in this life. Waking stage, sleeping stage, dream stage, passing from the body stage, and so forth. The third is karma. As I said before, all these negative and positive tendencies follow us like a shadow from infinite previous past lives to this life. They must be all positive by practice. And the fourth is the unfavorable of this conditioned existence we find ourselves in. Everything always changing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, from good to bad and back again. And with those 4 thoughts, we take refuge. With the devotion and respect to our lamas and the lineage all the way back to Shakyamuni Buddha, we engender bodhicitta, which is the state of voidness combined with altruistic compassion equally applied to every being. So we'll start with that thought, that everything we do, are doing, is for everybody else. In order to attain enlightenment for myself and limitless sentient beings, my mothers, we now all together take refuge and, when appropriate, offer prostration. We go for refuge, excuse me, we go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas gathered in our mandala. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis who are the protectors and defenders of Dharma. All of these possessing the eye of transcending awareness. And that transcending awareness in our tradition is called the mother of perfect wisdom or insight. And that will be the second part of our class today. Then we engender bodhicitta with the 6 bodhisattva practices. Through the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through the merit of practicing the 6 bodhisattva disciplines, called the 6 perfections, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Then we chant these 3, the altruistic motivation, which is unique to Tibetan Buddhism, the 6 supports of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Lama, deity, and protectors, and the prayer for the 6 perfections of Bodhisattva practice. The first one goes like this. Dao dang ro wa nam ve na dang yang ve sem chen dan che du di ne zheng de ji si jian chu ning gu la chi bi bar du. In the refuge prayer. Twal den lama dampa nama chatsu chio yedam choko ki vatso nama chatsu chio sanje cho den den nama chatsu chio dampe shu nama chatsu chio Palpe Gendu Namla Chatsu Shio Gawo Kandro Jogyun Shume Sho Yoshiki Shendong Dempa Namla Chatsu Shio. Then Bodhicitta Sanjay Sanjay Chudam Choki Chodam La Jangshu Pardi Dagni Chasu Shi Dagi Jenso Jipe Sonam Tijola Penshir Sanjay Jupar Shu. With those 3 prayers in place, at the start of each practice session, and in Tibetan, the Bodhisattva prayer and refuge prayer are repeated 3 times, either in English or Tibetan Sanskrit. Are the theme for all the practices of the Tibetan Buddhist shamanistic Lama tradition. With nothing left out. So it's not only the support, but the actual practice. And in the Bodhisattva training school, we start with generosity on both the relative and ultimate level according to the nature of our minds. And the same with morality, ethics, and good manners. That's number 2. And then patience. And then perseverance and diligence in practice. And number 5 is single-pointed concentration accomplished in meditation, using the imagination as part of the process. With these 5, the wisdom nature of the mind starts to penetrate the drama nature, which causes so much pain and suffering. Actually, for infinite sentient beings, infinite pain and suffering. And the ultimate nature of your mind is the antidote. So, how do we take care of these 2? Is all the deity yoga practices and all the practice of meditation for healing body, speech, and mind have to be done every day, as much as possible. Now, we've been on retreat here in Hawaii with the COVID for almost 2 years. And in that retreat time, we found that we have plenty of time to do the practices, and we've greatly increased the hours day and night that we do these practices. And when it comes to the accomplishment of the nature of voidness, that is so simple and so subtle, but 100% effective, we've been able to do a lot of that. Now, before we start the practice tonight with Manjushri, so that we do Manjushri so that we understand what's going on with not only the finding the knowledge and wisdom from our deity yoga practices, but also how to find the essence of the ultimate nature, the natural state of your consciousness, and relax in that. Now, usually we refer to that as the accomplishment stage of the deity yoga or Mahamudra. That's what it is. Now I'm going to read this. This is called Vivid Awareness by Kempo Garshan Rinpoche. And the Lama of this tradition is a Rime Lama, which means he teaches to all the lineages and all of the practitioners. And he was born and raised and is still doing that. But in the process, he presented this book, and I very much recommend it. If you want to know how to relax in the true nature of awareness, this is very helpful. So I'll read the last 2 pages to put this in perspective, what we are practicing.
What is the name of the book and who is it by?
Kempo Gongshar Rinpoche. It shows a picture of him as a child about 80 years ago. He's been around a long time. And he's covered the whole planet with his teaching and all the lineages. The title of this is A Concise Mind Instruction. Concise means to the point. They call it the pip, which naturally liberates whatever you meet in life. Wow. In other words, whatever obstacle arises physically, mentally, emotionally, or in relationships, this is the remedy. So I'll read this, and then we'll practice it after we do the Manjushri practice. If you do virtuous actions, happiness will result. And if you do negative, harmful, unvirtuous actions, pain and suffering will result. This is an unfailing fact. So we must identify what we call virtue and also what we call misdeeds. In order to do that, we first need to point out what body, speech, and mind are and which is the boss. After recognizing that what those are, and the boss, of course, is the mind, we need to know which is most important in our activity of virtue and misdeeds concerning our body, speech, and mind. The body is the servant of all good or evil deeds, as is the speech. The mind rules over everything like a king. The mind is like the king, and the body and speech are like the servant. Thus, if the mind does not think of something, the body cannot possibly do anything, either good or nasty, nor can the speech possibly say anything either kind or mean. Thus, we must recognize the root comes down to the mind. Next, we must analyze the mind, whether it is something or nothing. It is not unilaterally something because it has no color. White, red, green, blue. It has no shape, triangle or square, etc. to be seen. It's not unilaterally nothing because this all-knowing aspect of awareness does all of your thinking and remembering, and it is unceasing. This is what the glorious Rangdoom Georgi Karmapa said about it. It is not something, even the victorious teachers cannot see it. It is not nothing because it is the ground of all samsara, nirvana, and all the experiences of samsara and nirvana. The main practice is to let the mind and body be comfortable, soft, and relaxed, such as I am right now. Do not think of anything. Good luck with that. I put that in. Let yourself settle naturally and look into space. Contemplate space. You can relax your mouth slightly if you wish, but let the breath flow naturally, either through the nose or the mouth. At this point, without any concern about what you are thinking or what you remember, what is nice or what is painful, The mind essence is clear, expansive, and vivid throughout the three realms of the universe. This is the nature of mind of all sentient beings of the three realms. The heart of the glorious master, the supreme guide. This is what the Buddha of the three times intended. It is also called the Dharmakaya of Mahamudra. It is also called the luminous great perfection, or the state of perfect wisdom awareness. It is called the path and result. It is called emptiness and compassion working together. It can be given many names and many pointing out instruction, but even if they were infinite, they all point the finger at just this situation. Thus, the glorious Rangjung Dorje, the Karmapa, said everything is not true and not false. Like moons and water, say the wise guides. This natural mind itself is the Dharma expanse, and the essence of this is all the victor's accomplishment. So rest directly in whatever arises. Do not change it, do not add to it. Rest naturally. This fulfills the essence of all the creation stages, all the completion stages, and all the mantra recitations and meditation. Here you must differentiate between distracted in mind or thinking and not being distracted in the awareness of void. If you're undistracted and natural, there can be no help, no harm. That is ultimate awareness. If you get slightly distracted, it is possible that likes or dislikes might arise in your mind. But on top of that, your accumulation is white or black karma. And because of that, you wander in samsara by thinking. For this reason, you must distinguish the mind and thinking and the state of resting in the natural awareness of your true nature. Take your pick. Mind and thought are like cloud banks and must be purified. You must rely on this state of perfect inner awareness. You must take sickness, afflicting emotions, and everything on the path, even the bardo, delusion and ignorance, everything. The heart of all these applications is to simply rest naturally in the essence of your natural mind. There's no need for you to know anything else. This teaching was kindly given by Ganchar Wangpo, who is both learned and accomplished in the highest states of intelligence. And he taught this to assembled students at Tashi Choling during a Monlam ceremony in Bodhnath, Nepal in 2007. There is nothing supreme to this advice, nothing higher. So before we do our Manjushri practice, lay down with your back straight or sit up with your back straight like I am. Hands in a comfortable position, head slightly tilted. Eyes open or closed, makes no difference. Mouth closed, speech quiet. Body relaxed. No activity other than breathing. And turn your spiritual sight inward. To the heart chakra of warmth and kindness for yourself, all sentient beings everywhere, and the environment and the world around you. Extending this kindness, heartfelt kindness, relax in the essence of your natural state of awareness. And its ultimate nature of void. If thoughts arise, that's the mind. Thinking. If no thoughts, that's awareness. Khenpo Gangchar points out the qualities of awareness are like the sky. Open, clear, naked, bright, and always present. Wide awake awareness. To receive the transmission of this teaching, imagine this Lama, Khenpo Gangchar Rinpoche, in front of you, with the 5 wisdom lights shining from 5 places into you. All of these accomplished through this meditation. You see these 5 lights shining from the Lama's 5 places into you, then the Lama merges into you, and all 5 lights collect in the heart chakra. And this is called the transmission of Kusulu, Ku-Su-Lu. Complete relaxation in the essence of your true nature of ultimate awareness. Now, so that you accomplish understanding of this transmission and how to relax without thinking. Is your Buddha nature. And this purifies all future karma. Now we'll proceed with the Manjushri practice. To fully experience and understand this essence nature of our natural mind. The Lama in front, 3 lights shine simultaneously into you. The Lama melts into you. The three lights appear in your three places. Om, Om. They're all collected into the sound D in your heart center. In Sanskrit, looks like this: D-H-I, D-H-I. D is the vibration of light itself and its usefulness. And the Lama melts into you and you become Manjushri, as shown in this tanka, with the sword raised, blazing in the sky of your mind, cutting through ignorance. In the left hand, holding the stem of a lotus, holding the Heart Sutra of Prajnaparamita, stating, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. He has 5 jewel crown, representing all 5 dhyana wisdom natures, sitting on a lotus sun and moon seat, which means he takes birth in the human realm to discipline and train the minds of humans. Behind him is an empty mirror, nature of mind, and it's shown below him with the understanding that everything is interconnected to you, but at the same time, all that drama only gets as far as the reflection of this practice of avoidance. Then you as Manjushri with the D, see your mother in front as Manjushri. Then all father, mothers, sentient beings, relatives, lovers, death, all become Manjushri. You project this rainbow body to them. Then the illusory body is projected to all the animals in the ocean and on the land. Then all the 8 billion, 7 or 8 billion humans on the planet today. Then to the universe of the 4 spirit worlds which inhabited everyone and everything. All Manjushri. With your drama mind consciousness full of this rainbow body illusory deity, the heart mantra sounds, circling the D inside a 5-colored sphere in the center of your heart chakra, about the size of your thumbnail. When you can see the D and you as Manjushri, and then the totality of all beings projected as this rainbow body, illusory body, the same aspect as the nature of your ultimate awareness. Sound the mantra. Om, Am, Ra, Ma, Sa, Na, Di, Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi 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 Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Arabasa. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Nadi Soha. Om Ra pa, sa, na, di. 7 syllables. Permeating your natural mind with the D, so that its essence becomes apparent in meditative, relaxed states of awareness, of Kusulu. And the other 6, all sentient beings share in that. And the experience of that. Omara Pata Nadi, 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 Omara Pata Nadi. So in your heart chakra, you visualize the sword, Manjushri's sword, standing upright with the D on the blade. Then the other 6 mantras on the blades of 6 swords, all with Vajra handle and all connected at the center point, all touching. This one with the D and Om, Ar, Ra, Pa, Sa, Na. Then when you say this mantra, the wisdom of the essence of your natural state blazes out those 6 swords to the 6 realms of sentient being. And allows them to relax in that natural state with no thinking, no judgment. Omara Pata Nadi, 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 Omara Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara. Omara Pata Nadi, Omara. Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara. Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi. Omara Nadi, Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, Omara Pata Nadi, so pa. With the natural essence instilled in your conscious state of awareness. And from that to all the minds of sentient beings. then the sound of that is light itself, bright. Nothing to add, nothing to take away. This infinite light of boundless space is your true nature. Visualize the D in your heart center, the vibration of that, and softly sound it. And with each sound of the D, focusing that vibration to blow out everywhere in space, like a supernova. Available to everyone. D, 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 D. Relaxing in the essence of the infinite light of your true nature of awareness, together with all mantra practice, purifies the negative tendencies of past karma. And removes obstacles in these very complicated times. Then you dissolve all sentient beings into the deity, the illusory body, rainbow body application of Manjushri. And the central symbol disappears into the heart mantra. All these beings in their illusory bodies as Manjushri together disappear into the mantra, and it disappears syllable by syllable, starting with the Om into the D, the creation of voidness, the nature of the universe, and your natural mind in union. Relax in the essence of this natural state. Naked. Nothing to add, nothing to take away. Open. Clear of all thought imprint. Blazing. In a state of present relax. Every practice supports every other practice equally. None superior or inferior. And in deity yoga, when you finish the accomplishment stage called Mahamudra, then you reappear as whatever yidam your teachers are advising you to use. Now you have received the transmission of each and every one of these 1,000 deity yoga practices. 42 peaceful, 58 wrathful. You've also received the transmission of the 5 dhyana Buddhas, wisdom practice. So that in your mind you have "42 superior qualities of the Buddha and 80 minor qualities to deal with the illusory world around you, because it is an illusion. It includes your body. Your body is an illusion. But in this situation, all of that illusory drama is the path of practice for this kusula. Resting in the essence of the mother of perfect wisdom, your natural mind. As stated in the Heart Sutra in 400 stanzas. That all form is voidness and all voidness, emptiness is form. When Khenpo Gongshar gave these instructions, it says these teachings were merely a condensation of the basic points of all Dharma instruction. From the core of realization of all the victorious ones, their sons and daughters. The root advice of the profound points of the new and old tantras are included in this transmission. The essence of the profound oral instructions of all the teachers are included in this practice. It is taught that in these times when it is difficult to tame the minds of beings, through the use of these vehicles of effort, the teachings of effortless mind will appear, called kusula. And by the power of the times, if you practice these points, connecting to this state, they are the teachings that are easy to apply and devoid of error. Many different instructions and practice require a lot of effort, preparation, and ritual, such as the one we just did, Manjushri. And we cannot always practice this expression in these times. We need effortless instructions so that, such as these, that anyone can practice and have very few spots where we could go wrong in the process of the practice. At the time I transmitted this, I saw many reasons and was requested by several eminent lamas and other people to set aside all the elaborate poetry and lengthy expressions. So this was written naturally and freely and transmitted in that way. It is a practice pleasant to hear and easy to understand. If you have an emotional conflicting energy program operating in your situations, such as anger, lust, greed, jealousy, ignorance, fear, hope, and so forth. Take this as the essence of your natural mind, each one individually. If it's anger, take the anger as the path. And since the emotions are the most powerful afflictings and cause the most damage, it's good to start with those in personal practice, each one deciding which one to take. But once the emotion is recognized, as the same as the essence of your own natural mind, it disappears. And that same application can be applied to all your painful experiences to yourself and your relationships are arising from your practice. To give you an example, that each and everything can be brought to this path of practice. Whatever you call it, lust, desire, greed, fear, anxiety, pain, suffering, sickness, disease, death, the bardo of becoming. When you do not follow these illusory mind's projections, and not really wanting something and not being attached to anything, but when you do not follow these harmful thoughts and not attached to them in any way, you simply look into the essence and see how comfortable it is not to attach to these harmful experiences. This state is comfortable and blissful, and its essence naturally empty. And when using this in practice the discerning or discriminating wisdom of your own mind. Whatever you train that light on, disappear. You see this happening clearly, and in this way you know what everything is. Sit relaxed, comfortable, warm-hearted. Your Lama sitting on your head. You bring your awareness to the essence of your natural, ultimate nature. And she is called the Mother of Perfect Wisdom. And all of the Buddhas and all of the Dharma emanate from her heart. So relax, peaceful, present, and aware. Eyes open, eyes closed. Same voidness. Whenever your thinking mind wants to jump in there, say mind. Then choose awareness. Or chant the mantra of Prajnaparamita. Tadyatha, Om, Gate Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhi Soham. Which simply means all wisdom collected, Om, the natural state of the universe, beyond speech, beyond body, beyond mind, beyond thinking. Simply awareness void of thought. When you have experience of this, it's like the child climbing into the mother's lap. Indescribable. For those of you that are doing this practice, new or old accomplishers of meditation, Mahamudra, Dzogchen, the Great Perfection, all the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism come to this point. Once you touch this state of non-thought, voidness, in the present moment. You're stuck. It can be applied anytime, anywhere, under any condition. Going to sleep, dreaming, waking, leaving the body, in the bardo of becoming. Anxiety, depression, fear, hope, all of that sticky stuff disappears. The conviction of its usefulness is self-apparent. Pain, suffering, aging, sickness, poverty, climate crisis, COVID, praise, blame, fear, disgrace and fame, pleasure and pain, loss and gain. The neediness disappears. In the same way we use it in the Bodhisattva training school, like taking and sending. Every negative situation can be transformed by that simple practice. Negative in as black light disappears the harmfulness into your heart center. You turn white light, everything okay. Apply that to any negative, harmful situation that you see, hear about, or think of. Infinite okayness is based on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of our being. And more we find everything takes place in the present moment. Everything you think, say, and do disappears into the past in the instant you do it. Gone. Everything in the future hasn't happened yet. And this state of presence accomplished through Usuru and all these deity yoga practices is beneficial to every being. Your mothers, thank you for your presence tonight and allowing Mama Tashi to be a stand-in for Khenpo Gamshar Rinpoche and all the lamas of the Tibetan tradition. Gewa Di Nudu Dao, Chagya Champo Jugir Name, Joa Chenkin Malu Pao, Dei Sala Gopar Shu, Sanjay Kusam Nimpai Jimla Dong, Choni Megar Dimpai Jimla Dong, Gendu Miche Dimpai Jimla Ki, Jitar Gomwang Momam Jupar Shu. By this virtue, having realized Kusulu Mahamudra Dzogchen and the other wisdom natures of our natural state, and by the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, and by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, and all the appropriate wishes of the Sangha being favorable, that's us. May this dedication prayer be fulfilled. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all sentient beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss by our practice, and reach the state of equanimity, liberation, and fun. So aloha and tashi dele. Mahalo, thank you very much.
Mahalo. Thank you.